Right, so where was I? My phone ran out of memory, so it cut me off at 33 minutes. And so I didn't get to finish off. It cut me off abruptly, but probably a blessing in disguise. God knows how long I've been ranting on for. So I'll finish up and give a little summary maybe. So as we've already seen, it's almost since I did the video yesterday, loads has transpired already. Please don't get upset or frustrated at Sunak going in as the next PM. It's perfect. It's perfect to really finish off the Tories, finish off the political system, to be honest. No one's got trust in it anymore, and this will finish it off. It's ideal. What we don't want, and they're not going to be able to anyway, because they've not had time to be able to try and mould anybody to, like when they bullshitted everybody with a Blair or someone like that. They've not had anybody waiting in the wings. So, and Sunuk's their best bet. The guy who has to, he got caught taking a picture next to a commoner's car to show that he's, down with the people. And then an old interview's emerged of him being asked that, speaking about how he's got lots of friends and royalty and all that absolute garbage coming spewing out of his mouth. And then he goes, and also working class. Well, not working class. What? There you go. Everyone's waking up now, aren't they? Realising these toffs, these Eton boys don't serve the interests of, anyone but themselves and their chums. And fair play to them, because they've had the vast majority of this country hoodwinked, had the pants pulled down. But people are waking up. More than enough have woken up now for this to be over. I said it a long time ago. I've been saying it for the last, years in truth. But especially since the pandemic, I've been, as lots of people know and will testify, been saying this is the empire ending. You will see an end to politics as we know it. You don't have to worry so much anymore about the two wings of the same bird political system, which was true. Labour and Conservatives didn't really serve the working class and the downtrodden ever, really. Not for many, ever since the system was set up. It was set up to be rigged. And it was set up that what they would do, let's just see red and blue and pretend that red truly did represent the people. It did sometimes, and in some energies, and certainly many people from that side did, the working class, downtrodden. And then the Tories, the blue side, just, those that were aristocracy, wealthy, the intellectuals, and you know who I mean. And even then, if you actually look at the system, even if one party like the Red got in for a little while, it wouldn't make any great change. All it did is slowed down the suffering, or slowed things down from the establishment, and the Tories is just a means. It's not the Tories causing this. They're a conduit. They're an instrument that they use, like the media, like banking system, like the stock markets and the manipulation of it, and your search engines, everything, your social medias. They're all tools. It's all the same energy serving the same very small group of people. I know you're all waking up to this now. So it's not about blaming one particular political system or party or individual, because like I said earlier, Boris out, Sunak in. Sunak's done this, that and the other. Oh, everyone's disappointed. Oh, remove him. Another one. Like, people have woken up now to this, haven't they? They've woken up to the fact that, wait a minute, this isn't going to fix the problem. Someone getting sacked, someone being put on the front news of the Sun newspaper for a little bit, and they get some stick, and that appeased those, that are just not very intelligent people, let's be totally honest, which was the masses. The masses would be appeased by, he's been removed, he's kicked out, good riddance, wanker, give it all that, and then it's the end of it. They've never realised being played every time, because in the end, all they do is they go and get another job, probably with a higher salary than the previous one, to really take the piss, and then I've got millions in the bank, and it's repeated over and over and over again. the systems are so deeply corrupted, it's up to us to just go and change them. Not change them even. If we can change them and transmute it within, happy days. I would like to think the NHS is salvageable, but I don't think it is. We have to create a new one, which will be holistic therapies, which will be when you come in and you've got health problems, you see an health expert, as mental as that idea may be, rather than some fat, overweight doctor that's been come from India, and I know how it works out there. The doctors that have been flying in to do, basically, our good doctors, well-educated ones, are going elsewhere because they can't be part of a system that's so, well, just isn't in alignment with probably their core beliefs, actually wanting to help people. So what they do is go to these countries where India and stuff are just churning them out. They're not that qualified, but they don't have to be qualified in health. Do you know what they have to be qualified in? Passing some exams, which most of them are just, it's easy out there. I could fly out there and become a doctor and come back. Be easy with the right amount of money or influence. And all they do is, you tell them what symptoms you got, put it in Google, give you your drugs. That's not looking after your health. That's making you worse. That's you being a perfect customer. Unfortunately, you might be conned by this system, but then your friends and that aren't conned by the system are paying for it anyway through taxes. And I was just speaking about it today, funnily enough, and on about how can something you pay from your hard-earned money that's been taxed once, put it into a pension for a rainy day, and then be taxed again? Do you understand how nonsensical that is? It's just daylight robbery, quite literally. What's happened is this centralised power, let's call it London, and then even that is just a tentacle to a much more centralised power that can be tied to the Vatican and another was the most powerful institution on the planet. It's that London's a tentacle, it's another tool. And London's tools, it just keeps expanding like a disease. And this centralised power now has just been taking, taxing, up in price. They get wealthier and wealthier and wealthier, and it's gobbling everything up, all the energy. And it's moved now, that darkness, that dark energy has moved into our schools. It's moved into all the systems. We've got a police force that serves the corporations, which is heartbreaking for those guys that I know are honourable, that are in an absolutely corrupted system and want to actually go and apprehend real criminals. And all the systems are broke, so we just need to start anew. So, I've been doing a lot of work. Now, what I will say is about the Peace Force, because this is the first thing that now we've been working on, and we just need to roll it out there now. So, I know a while back when I spoke about it first on my Patreon account, I've not done much since. It didn't make sense to me, to be honest, to be plugging it too much and hyping it up too much and saying too much, knowing it's going to take way longer than I thought, to be honest, but several months to get to this stage. So I'm glad I didn't. For all those that did donate to the Patreon account, thank you very much, because, I know it's only a small amount, but in truth, I said it then and I'll say it again. This is going to come from people like me and you, and we're not the richest in the world. We can spare 10 grand, 20 grand there. We can spare very little. The people I'm representing in terms of money can spare very little. I know this. So I know the contributions through Patreon, although will help a little bit, isn't going to create this, isn't going to make this happen, right? I know that. What I'm wanting is, even if I said to you then, like I'm saying now, give me £1. It's your energy. It's consciousness. It's the collective consciousness. I want your invested interest. If you can afford more, great, happy days. But even £1, I would rather have 1 million people donating a couple of pounds than someone coming in and donating 10 million. Because it's the collective energy of those individuals that have then an energetic exchange interest. You've energetically given me something and you're connected. And if it's £1 a month, because that's how Patreon works, from you, £2 a month, whatever, I don't care, because now every month you're giving me some of your energy. And on the grand scheme of things, if you understand physics, law of attraction, the collective consciousness, and me being that conduit for you, and you invest your energy into me, I will deliver. I am going to deliver. How quick that manifests is how many people get behind us, how many people give us their energy. Not just finances, I mean give us their energy, get involved. So what am I talking about? The Peace Force. On this journey that I waffled about in my previous video about how I got to this point is I had a vision. The vision, first of all, gather people, unite them, let them know they're not alone. Let them know there are others like them that are awake to the truth of what's truly going on. Phase 1 complete. Then I had to go into the background and go off the grid and get a lot of work done that I'll speak about in the very near future. And it was tough. And at one stage, it cost me my life, and I had brilliant people around me that could bring me back. Happy days. And we're here now, ready for the next phase. That second phase, everyone's dead interested about, that I shared a little bit in the build-up, but then had to go off-grid and do what we did, was very successful. It was very tough. Lost a lot of weight with my noodle arms now, but that's good for my ego anyway. I needed that. And here we are for the next phase. So the Peace Force. I need to get this up and running first, and this will coincide with me then running to take leadership over Burnley. I'm going to start it in Burnley. It'll then move out into the towns that align with us. There's going to be much more details about this moving forward soon. But to give you an idea of what the Peace Force is going to be, I'm ex-military, okay? And I've got a lot of ex-military and coppers around me that are also giving me their expertise and their experience. Collectively, we've got a lot of experience from real, honourable, good men. We've had umpteen volunteers that are saying, I want to be a part of this. And let me say, when I say volunteers, this has to be done proper. There is going to be salaries. There is going to be a ranking system. And it's not going to be based on dog eat dog, who's the alpha male. It's going to be based on who's the most honourable, who is the most integral, who's given us the greatest service, as in the people, the greatest service. So that opens it up for anyone to join the Peace Force, and specific roles will be given. I'm not all about this. Certainly the door's open to everyone, but if you're physically inept and you're needing to be physically robust for certain jobs, and there's going to be some, I'll get into it in a moment what we're going to be tackling, but we need the physical guys, and that's a fact. Now, if you're a big butch woman and you're an alpha male about you, and you can be as physical, I'm not going to lower the standards in any field, because where women will exceed in the Peace Force, men won't. And where the women will exceed is how compassionate they are, how they can connect with females and males, in truth, on an emotional level, generally much greater than what guys can. I'm not going to, it'll be specific roles for specific types. And if they fit that type, don't care if they have a penis or a vagina. Don't care. If you fit the role, you fit the role. We're going to need people that are physical to protect and serve. We're going to need compassionate women and men, but compassion to empathise with the downtrodden. Their souls have been broken, and the police force, as it exists today, has no compassion, serves corporations only, and doesn't arrest real criminals. What do I mean? Let's get the Peace Force up and running, and I hear so many things. For example, Asian grooming gangs. Are there Asian grooming gangs? Yes, there are. There are white grooming gangs. There are black grooming gangs. There are grooming gangs wherever there is a mass population, quite likely. It's not contained to one race. It's contained to one energy. The energy that doesn't care that people are being raped, murdered, crimes being committed on our elders. Disgusting. No honour amongst thieves anymore. No honour amongst thieves. That energy isn't contained within a small sect or race of people. It moves through all people that have that within them to do those heinous things. So we need to stop the labels and call it for what it is. If there's a grooming gang and it's in Bradford, it's likely going to be Asian. If there's a grooming gang in a very predominant Romanian area, likely it's going to be a Romanian that commits the crime in that area. There are no bounds by race, religion, sex. Evil's evil. Evil's evil. And what evil actually loves is us all pointing the fingers at different races and different creeds and different religions and different understandings of who they are and the culture. And it's got nothing to do with it. And just evil is evil. Darkness is darkness. And our darkest, most evil have been the ones that have been actually orchestrating and pulling all the strings to make you all fight against each other. While they stand there in their high glass towers, looking down on the peasants, controlling the media, influencing public opinion. All those that your mainstream television celebrities that really care for you, that have also been conning you all along the way, because they get their pockets lined by those up in the glass towers. The only way this ends is when people like me and you get together, get organised, and go and put an end to it. Otherwise, it won't come to an end. The peace force will start in Burnley and we'll start tackling proper crime. We will go after paedophiles and bring them before a court. We will start to go after grooming gangs and bring them before the courts. We won't go for petty criminals. We're not going to arrest anyone for having some marijuana. That should be their free choice to choose. But it's okay for people to get blind drunk and stab each other in nightclubs because that's taxable. No, this is going to be a conscious peace force where we actually arrest and apprehend and trial and take through courts, the common law courts, which are legally standing. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And the courts will be represented by the people, for the people. And these criminals will be arrested and trialed properly. And what I also have said right from the start, and I promise you this, and as soon as that support comes in, watch me go. Watch me and my team go. All these criminals that have accepted massive payouts at the cost of many lives with false data, not following the science, ignoring scientists to line their own pockets. You wouldn't believe how much they've made. All these politicians behind the scenes at your expense that you will pay for in your taxes and a nice economical crash. How about I promise to you I go and arrest these individuals and make them pay it back? And I'll be able to do it legally. And I'll be able to do it legally because the common law courts are legal. It's God's law. It's very simple. Very simple. I suggest you look into it. There are some amazing, brilliant people that are educating the masses on this. It's not so secret anymore. It's time to get educated because this is what I'm going to bring. And I hope you all support me because the sooner you do, the sooner you share the videos, the sooner you galvanise, the sooner you offer your services if you feel like you can, the sooner this starts to happen. And there is going to be no greater healing brought to this nation than justice because it'll give people hope. It'll give them hope for a much better future because if there's no justice and accountability now, there never will be. And then all hope and faith will be lost. That's why justice is so important. We cannot forget what's transpired. All of you that have lost your grandma, your granddad alone in fear because of greed. Get motivated. Stand up. Support. If you haven't got a voice, because for whatever reasons, then support people like me or anyone else who's near you. I'm going to start this in Burnley. And then if anyone else who wants to join me and do a similar thing that I've done, you will have access to my team. We're going to create a team of representatives that will have an organic blueprint that then will bring in a peace force. And we're going to need a lot of money, like I said. Millions to roll out this peace force in such a different way. They're going to be trained in such a different way. We're going to have the honourable warriors that we really need on the streets. We're going to have, and I'll tell you this now, some of the most honourable people I know are the ones that have been absolute toe rags. Criminals, in truth. They're the ones with the most honour now. They're the ones actually doing the most in communities. It's the truth. And if I won't turn anyone away, if they want to come to us and they're honourable and they represent the people, you are welcome. I invite you to join us. So, Peace Force next. Full steam ahead. My Patreon's in the account. I'm going to open it up now. For those that have invested their £5 and a few quid previous last few months, there's a couple of grand in there now. So, listen, I know we're not going to get shitloads of money necessarily through everybody that resonates with me through my Instagram, but it's the energy I'm after. If you can't afford much, give me £1 and it's your energy. And that's it. And if you can't afford it, give me your prayers. If you don't pray, give me your meditations. Light a candle for me. I don't care, whatever it is. Give me your energy, please. And then when we collectively get this going, I swear to you, I'll clean Burnley up with this Peace Force and show the police up and show them what they should be doing. And we've already had a lot of police inquiries to come across, excited to join something honourable that they can actually be proud of themselves and get the public. I want the public to look at a Peace Force officer. I want to go over and shake their hand, which is how it should be. And that's it now. Full steam ahead with this. So, get ready. There'll be more news soon. Please share the videos, like, comment. Get ready for when we get a website going live with all the roles that you can apply for. It's going to go much beyond just muscle. We need everything. We're going to do things so differently. I promise you that. We've got the HQ lined up, which is going to be our training camp in North Wales. We're ready to go. We just lack the funds. But I know, God willing, those funds will come very, very quickly, especially when I've got so many people like you lovely souls getting behind me, believing in this, and we make it happen. I want this all up and running this year, ASAP, and it will be. Everything's in place now. Now we just need the funds and the numbers. Can't move forward without the numbers. And once I take Burnley and the police force is already up and running, their HQ will be placed in Burnley. And then we will begin. We'll filter into Manchester and outwards. In the north, then the south. This is it. This is how we do it. If we want to bring corruption to an end, we must unite as a people. Get rid of all that bullshit maritime laws they've tied everybody up in. The corporations have tied everybody up in. Get rid of it, abolish it. Go back to basic laws that just protect the people. That's represented by the people. And a police peace force that represents, serves and protects the people it's meant to. So there you go. There's the second part of my video. Probably a good job I did it in 2 parts. Big intro to me back. It's been a long time. I'm going to share more videos. I'll do a live over the next few days, hopefully, depending on where I am tomorrow. And thanks for all the beautiful messages of support and well wishes and people saying they've missed me. I've missed you all too. And these videos will get shorter as I find my rhythm again, because I know I've been repeating myself, and what am I on about? I always repeat myself and go on tangents. So I'm lying, aren't I? I'm never going to change. So, got to end it with, remember, no fear, only love.